What's up, guys? It's John and Ken, and we're doing a special episode today. We are doing the Battle of the 10-Year Bourbons.
Look at this beautiful setup.
Yeah, nice little lineup here. Nice little lineup.
Nice.
Yeah. And the cool thing is this is just bourbon. No whiskey. Everything is 10 years. It's just... Well, when I say no whiskey, what I mean is it's bourbon. There's no Canadian whiskey. There's no Tennessee whiskey. There's no anything of that sort. So, just to clarify that.
10-year bourbons.
5 10-year bourbons. And each one are pretty cool, and they're cool in their own ways. And they're all relatively the same kind of proof, I would say.
Yeah, between 90 and 100?
Yeah, between 90 and 100 proof is what we're looking at for each one. So that's going to even make it cooler. And the coolest thing of all is that they're all from different distilleries. You have Wild Turkey here. You have Heaven Hill here. You have Buffalo Trace here. Widow Jane out of Brooklyn. So that's its own little thing out there. That's a little curveball we got in here. 1924 from Old Forester. Old Forester, this one is one of those ones that you're not necessarily going to find super easy, but we wanted to get something that was relatively new. That's a 10-year. This one fit the bill, so we said we're going to do that one too as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other ones you relatively can get.
So if you can't see them, it's Russell's 10, McKenna 10, Eagle Rare 10, Widow Jane 10, and the 1924, which is a 10.
Exactly. And just to give you a quick talk on each one of these, really quick, we want to get to tasting here, and we're going to explain to you how we did this process. Our Russell's is coming in at 45% alcohol. Our Henry McKenna is coming in at 50%. This is bottle and bond. And then we have our Eagle Rare at 45%. This one's actually a store pick, but it's still, Eagle Rare is Eagle Rare and still going to have that same percent there on that. And Widow Jane coming in at 45.5%. And this one is a 50% on the 1924. But this one is not bottle and bond, but even though it's 100 proof.
Right.
So what we did, my wife actually came. She poured all the bourbons. Everything is labeled underneath. So we don't know which any of these are. So this is going to be completely blind, and we're going to talk about each. Yeah, and we're going to go in order, and they're exactly the same order. John's order over here is the same as my order here. Exactly, but we have no clue.
Yeah.
But there is a sticker underneath.
So they're not the same order as what you see here.
No, this has
jumbled up.
nothing to do with this order at all. So it's going to be completely blind. So what John and I are going to do is we're going to start with our one. We have our numbers on the back here, so we know exactly which one is which. You can't see them, but we can. We know which order that we're going to go to. So, for instance, say for number one, I say I'm giving it, and we're doing out of a 10 scale on this one. Say number one's an 8 out of 10. I'm going to write number one, 8 out of 10. John's going to put his notes. At the end, we're going to put them in the order from our highest ranking to our lowest ranking. And then we'll do the big reveal in the end and see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Let's see if we even agree. I'm going to assume we're not going to have the same scores here. I mean,
I'm going to assume.
You're more. Yeah, you are.
Don't even look at my scores until the end. We'll talk about it. Yeah, well, I'm not going to. It's just an honor system. We won't even look. Yes.
All right.
Yes, so.
I got you.
But anywho. Want to start with number one? You want to just go with one and
let's go.
Start left to right? All right.
I'm going to cover.
Yes, we want to make sure we're not cheating anything of that sort.
And I don't want you to see the bottom, so I will cover it with my fingers.
All right.
All right. This one's a little.
It's a little boozy, I think.
I was going to say boozy right off the bat.
Yeah, it's
this
a little boozy.
Well, I can't even say a strong one because they're all relatively.
Yeah, they're all relatively the same.
It does smell sweet, though.
I'm getting a little black cherry or something on this.
It's sweet.
You get black cherry? Unless I just put it in your head now, you're going to be like, yeah, it's black cherry.
I was going to say black cherry. I was going to say maraschino.
Yeah, you could say that.
No. It's definitely sweet.
Brown sugar,
and fruity.
Brown sugary, a little fig. Okay.
I got a little spice. I think I'm smelling a little spice on this. Let's
right.
give this a shot.
Yeah.
Cheers. And it tastes like it smells. Lingers a little bit on the back end.
I'm getting a little nuttiness on this, though. Slight nuttiness. A little cola. I don't know. Don't finish it though, because you might have to go back to it.
I get a little caramel. I get a little sweet in there.
Yeah.
I don't taste the fruity like it smells like. It's definitely boozy though.
Yes.
Definitely
getting
boozy.
some heat on that. So don't
There's
finish
definitely
it.
heat. It's lingering.
Yeah, just in case we have to go back to it. Give your rating on that. So now we're going to move to number 2. Nose. Okay.
Totally different.
Totally different.
I get a
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. I get a little chocolate.
Oh yeah, like kind of like a butterscotch chocolate. Is there? I mean, I wouldn't say Snickers because that's caramel. But
I was gonna say maybe like a turtles, like one of those turtles.
Oh,
the caramel
yes.
and the chocolate.
They have the bunny versions.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
I like that. That's got a little smoke in the back end, at least on my tongue.
Yeah, I'm not getting the smokiness, but
Woody, nutty, like a turtle. Maybe a little pecan in there.
little oak on it. What?
I do like it.
I was gonna say whatever we don't finish, we should pour it all. Make one glass
Make
out of
one
it. Make a little infinity blend of it. But I like to
might
keep
not be
some
good.
to go back to. All right.
Okay.
So number 3. I'm juggling with that one, man. I'm juggling with that one. I'm kind of like, I want to give it a score, but then I'm kind of like, I want to give it. I'm not sure if I should give it a little higher or not.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what if I like one better down the road? Did I
I
score
know.
this too high?
I know.
You know?
I know.
Hey, it's honesty, though.
Oh,
Oh, this one's very subtle, Mrs. Esterhaus.
it is subtle. It's a little bit more.
I'm not getting much at all.
I'm getting candy.
Yeah. Yeah. Peppermint. A little minty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can get that. I see what you're saying on
You get that minty on there?
I kind of, yes. Might be a little higher on the rye on that, but yeah. Let's try it out.
Okay. And I'm actually getting licorice. A little bit
Yeah.
of black licorice.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a pretty good one, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% getting black licorice, almost like a Jägermeister.
Yeah, notes of licorice. Nothing really. Nothing
That stands out completely.
Nothing standing out completely on that one. Now I'm breaking out into the hives. The halves. The
Hives. You getting hives?
I'm getting hives from
You're
this, guys.
allergic.
The halves, yes. Let me. I am going to go back to some of these, though.
Yeah.
Go back and forth
Okay.
at the ends, yes.
Absolutely.
Number 4.
Yeah, I might go back to the two that I like the best and try
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah. I just drank it. A little ethanol, a little bit more of that booziness. Yeah.
Ethanol, yeah.
Yeah.
Put this in the gas tank. I get a little honey, though.
Yeah, I'm getting. God, caramel.
It's going to be sweet and spicy, this one. I have a feeling. This one's going to burn a little.
Hints of chocolate on the nose.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like the flavor on that one, man. I like that this one, out of all we've had, I feel like this one's lingering the most.
I feel like this one is totally different.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the funny thing is, I like the nose on some of these other ones better.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish on this, I mean, we haven't really been talking about the finish too much, but this is the first time I had one that I could say this one really lingered, and I love when they linger. You know?
You like that?
Yes, I like that.
I want it to go down and be done with.
I like that viscosity to it. I like that feeling that it has afterwards. That's the first one I could say I really noticed it in. You know, where I can still taste it. It's still hanging out right now.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Is that good, though, for the next one?
We'll find out.
Let's see.
Number 5. I almost grabbed the bottle. Look at that.
Now, I feel like this one's similar to... I smell banana.
I can see that. I can see that.
This one smells like one of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
not boozy though. It's not boozy at all.
The nose is
easy.
very similar to that last one, where I get that caramel, I get that banana. I'm getting that like kind of like that bananas Foster kind of.
But the last one smelled that boozy smell. Like I don't smell that in this.
Yeah.
But I do smell that like bananas Forester, like the brown
Forest-
sugar and the
Forester.
Forester. That's what I'm saying. Cheers.
Heaves. Yeah. All right.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
I see you.
I ended up doing halves, by the way. It's not even a 1 to 10 scale.
I have halves, too.
Yeah, I ended up doing halves.
I have halvesies.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right.
All right. I definitely think I have to go back to some of these.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I want to go back to my two highest ones I really want to go back to.
I want to go to my two highest and my two that I kind of graded the same. I rated them the same, and I feel like I need a tiebreaker sip.
You want to back-to-back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it matter if I tell you? No, I won't even. Well,
No,
you're going to see me just go for it.
Yeah,
whatever.
Just whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
That's fine.
I'm going to go back to number one.
It's all blind.
Because I got a couple that are high, a couple that are low. I'm not going to say which is what, but I'm going to go back to number one.
I want to go back to number 2. And then compare that. Okay.
So right now I'm comparing 1 and 4.
1 is nutty, man. Wow, it's nutty.
Nutty like cuckoo or nutty like
Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
yeah.
No, but
Okay.
I kind of want to do that again. Mm-hmm.
See, I needed that back to back there. So I need. It's okay if we change our scores a little bit, right? On the second tasting. All right. There's no rules, right? We are the rules.
Wow. It is close. I'm going to bring this one back up. And then I'm going to compare to right here. I want to do those two. Okay. No. That's getting a 0.25 on that one, just to edge it out on another. And then
0.25. I thought that's what you were giving it. 0.25 out of 10. I was like, oh.
No. Just to edge it out over another because I do like it a little better. And then I'm going back to my numero uno right now, I think.
Yeah, you liked. I see. I think you. Oh, your number one that you picked. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant number one on the list. I feel like we're just putting up glasses, drinking, putting them down. We're gonna be stumbling out of here.
I know. I don't know. I'm liking that viscosity at number 4. Whew. I'm going to try that 4 one more time.
I keep going back to 2 for some reason.
I know. I would like if 2 just lingered a little more, man.
The more I drink things, the more it grows on me, though.
Yeah.
You know? I got so many scratch offs on this. All right.
That's why we save a little.
I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I can't wait to see what's what.
My
I mean,
lips are burning.
in my head, I feel like I know what's what.
All right.
I wonder if I'm right.
So why don't we do this?
So if we tell our scores, can we say what we think it is before we actually look to see what it is?
I think we'll be here for a while if we do that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
Well, yeah.
All right.
I mean, we could.
You want to start from low to high, or do you want to start from high to low,
Let's
or do you
start-
want to go 1, 2, 3?
Let's reveal our scores for one.
Okay.
And then we'll look at what number one is, and we'll write it down on the list here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
All right. So 1, I gave a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.5.
There you go.
So let's see what it is.
Do you want to guess which one it is, or you just want to go look? You know what? Let's just look.
Let's look.
just
You know why?
yeah.
Because
I don't
I
even remember
can't
anymore.
remember exactly what
Yeah,
each one
same.
was. So, Widow Jane.
The Widow Jane.
So I'm going to put WJ on that.
Okay.
So that was. We're not saying it's our number one, but we're just saying it's number one. We're doing the reveal right now. And then we'll give you the order from highest to lowest of what we gave it in the end.
Yes, sir.
And then number two.
Well, what did you give it?
Oh, I'm sorry. 7.
I gave number 2 a 9.
Wow.
I liked it. It was my favorite one out of all 5.
Okay. Eagle Rare.
The Eagle Rare. I've always been attracted to the Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
That was one of the first bourbons I ever really liked. That was the first bottle I ever bought, was an Eagle Rare. I bought it off of you.
No, Jay.
Oh, Jay, yeah.
Yeah, it was Jay. I can't take credit. Number 3, I gave a 5.5.
I gave 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's a good score.
Yeah, I liked it.
I gave it 5.5.
And it was the Russells.
The Russell's Reserve. The Russell's Reserve. RR. Okay. Number 4.
So number 4, I kept going back and forth between 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 2
Yeah.
and 4. I wound up giving 4.
Same one for me.
An 8.
Same ones for me.
I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 7.5.
All right.
7.5. We're kind of on. We're matching here.
Well, that's the 1924.
1924. Gosh, I thought I'd have an upset with the 1924 because it just I wanted to shock the crowd here.
5 on the second sip. I made it higher by a half a point. I
That's-
went 7.5. What would you give it?
I went a quarter higher.
What did you give it?
6.75.
All right.
And this is our last one.
I
Henry,
went from 7 to 7.5.
Which
So
we-
it's obviously it's the McKenna.
the McKenna. So the Henry McKenna process of elimination there. McKenna. Okay, so let's.
So it's funny though, real quick, because we went to Kentucky and we did a tasting at Heaven Hill. We did McKenna. Was it a 10-year or probably not, right? But I remember
they have other versions of McKenna which are lower proof, but
Right.
yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was.
This
but-
is the one we had when we went to Heaven Hill.
Oh, it was the 10-year?
Yeah.
Because I remember not caring for it.
Yeah.
But today, it was my third. It was number 3 on my list.
Well, we're gonna do a ranking in a second.
Okay.
I'm tallying now.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So our number 1 for John is
Eagle Rare. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
my number 1 is 1924.
The 1924.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got expensive taste, I guess.
I guess so.
Because a 1924, you're going for about just a quick, just so you guys know, a 1924 is about $120 a bottle. The Widow Jane, maybe 49,
Yeah.
something like that. Eagle Rare depends. It's been going up in price a lot recently. This is the best bang for. It's always gonna, as of right now, it's been the best bang for your buck because I got this one for like $39.99.
I was gonna say, I've
or
seen it for
something.
35. I've seen it for 50.
Yeah, and I've seen it even for more than that. Henry McKenna, that jumped. It
I'm
became,
unsure about that.
it came up to like 70s to 80s almost, So that one jumped. And then your Russell's Reserve, your 10-year, I don't know, maybe 40 something.
Yeah, it's not that pricey.
Maybe even a little cheaper than that, maybe 30
Your most
something.
expensive one on the whole line here is going to be the
Is
Old
number 19,
Forester,
yeah.
and the hardest to find.
Yes. So we probably should have did the opposite way, our last one first, and then went. But it's all right. We started with the 1. So our number 1. So my number 1 was the 1924. John's was the Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
Your number 2 is
The 1924.
mine was the Eagle Rare.
Okay. Hey,
We're kind of
we're not bad. We're not bad.
Your number 3 is
The McKenna, which is really surprising to me.
McKenna.
Really surprised about that.
McKenna.
I really am.
Number 4 for you was
The Russell's Reserve.
mine was the Widow Jane,
Okay. And then my last was the Widow Jane.
and my last was Russell's Reserve.
Hey, I think this was fun.
This was fun.
good.
And I like that it was completely blind. Like it was blind.
Completely blind, and we're very similar. We're
Yeah.
not off by much.
Not by much.
No.
I actually am kind of surprised that we were so close.
Me too.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Your palate is definitely more expensive than mine, but But you
Yeah.
know what? Eagle Rare, man, you can't go wrong with both of those as being your number ones. I mean,
Yeah.
Eagle Rare is a sought after bottle.
It
even
is.
for the price.
It is. Actually, I would say when it comes to a lot of these competitions, whatever you want to call it, Eagle Rare a lot of times takes the top right there.
Right, Buffalo Trace,
This
man,
one
you
came
can't
at
go wrong.
a curveball for, it's something different. Not everyone's going to do a 1924 as a 10-year battle of the
Right.
10 years kind of thing.
Right.
But we figured we throw it in. But I want to,
I know where you're going.
I want to do something a wee bit fun.
We got another minute or two. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can do it.
How? All right.
Can you grab?
I mean, I can just.
Yeah, you want to just finish one of these, and I'll
Yeah.
just
So I got less left in my number
take.
one.
Don't take the one that's your number one, though. So
No.
Okay.
This is my my last.
Okay. Just for giggles.
Can I tell you real quick? It's funny. We go off on this, and somebody even said the last time we started talking about Michter's.
Yeah.
Michter's is growing on me a lot.
Yeah, I love it. It's good. So this is a Michter's 10. We didn't want to throw this into the mix because this is not a bottle that everyone can get. It's a little much harder to get, but we thought it'd be fun.
Is that harder to get than the 1924?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah? Okay.
But 1920, here's the thing. Michter's has been, so I can gauge this a little bit better. 1924 just came out this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to be. Right now, yes, it would probably be a little harder. We'll just do a tiny sip.
Tiny sip.
So I want to compare this to our number ones. John's being
Eagle Rare.
and mine being 1924. Let's see. And that's coming in at 47.2% alcohol. This
47 point. So it's the lowest out of all of them.
No, because we have 90s in there.
You said it was 47. Oh, yeah.
2% alcohol, yeah. So
105.
whatever it is, proof-wise. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. So
And I'm going back to my 1924.
I wouldn't have ranked it 1. My 1 was this one. I'm still going with my Eagle Rare as number 1. And my number 2 was this one.
All right. I mean, it's tough because it's not blind right now, but I would put this at number 1.
You'd put the Michter's at number 1?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I think my first 2 are going to stick with. I think the
Yeah.
Michter's would come in number 3 for me.
Yeah. I kind of,
Maybe it'd be tied with number 2 with the 1924. But the Eagle Rare would still be number 1 for me. Michter's would jump in right after or right after, maybe.
but full
That's-
disclosure,
that's
it's-
my
that
palate.
wasn't blind. I see what it is. I know what bottle it is. That was just for fun.
Yeah. No. This whole thing was fun. And we had a good time.
Yeah, guys, definitely subscribe to our page. We've been doing pretty well with this, man. We're having fun with this podcast. We're getting stuff out there. Don't just
Absolutely.
watch these special videos. Watch our regular podcast where we just talk about, we're a beer and bourbon podcast. So you hear us talk about beer. You hear us talk about bourbon. You hear us talk about life. You hear us talk about each other and make fun of each other and all that fun stuff. So,
Yeah. Check us out.
We have a blast with this stuff.
Instagram, we're the Speakeasy Podcast guys on Instagram.
Yeah,
and on
Speakeasy
YouTube,
Podcast
we're at
guys.
Speakeasy Podcast.
Yeah.
We've been around for a little while now, and we have a lot of videos out. Check us
Did you
out.
say that right? At Speakeasy Podcast. You keep putting a "the" before everything.
At
Speakeasy
Speakeasy
Podcast.
Podcast.
And
It's
at Speakeasy
Speakeasy
Podcast,
Podcast
guys.
Hey.
We want to make sure we have this right, people. Here.
You got it.
But that's fine. I think, we're looking forward to our next video. We're going to be doing something else fun. We enjoy these ones.
100%. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. John, cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you guys.
Peace.
All right.